Hello and welcome back to another video. It's Jeff with PicknProsper. Today we are at the Goodwill bins, and if you don't know what the Goodwill bins are, it's the outlet store where you pay by the pound for everything that you're buying. And so here you just never know what you're going to find because they roll out not only clothes, shoes, and then they have just tons of miscellaneous hard goods that come out in these big giant bins. So what we're going to do is search through and try to get a little of everything, anything and everything we think is undervalued that we can turn around and sell online on my eBay and Poshmark stores. So I'm with my son today, Nick, right here, and we are going to hit this up pretty good. We haven't been down here for at least, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, I guess, something like that. But again, the reason why we come here is the buy cost, because when you're buying it by the pound and when you average out the items you're getting, we're normally hitting like $1.20, $1.30 per item, or even less than that a lot of times. So that gives me a nice margin, so I can even take offers or sell stuff at a lower cost and still make a good amount of money on each of these items. Now, some of the stuff may sit for a while because you just don't know. It's just random things that, it's not like you're really looking up sell-through rates like I would in a retail store. In here, you just try to find things that you believe are undervalued, and then you just try to get the best you can for them. But normally we come out with some good, at least a 2, 3, or 4 or 5 good hitters that really, get us into that margin, that profit margin quickly. And then the rest just kind of trickles through sales as time goes. But we're already well in the profit from the last Ben's haul. I think after 3 or 4 sales, we were already in the profit there. So that's normally what happens. But let's hope today we can find a couple good hitters that have a good sell-through that can get us into that margin, and then the rest, we'll take the sales as it comes. But we're going to go ahead and head inside. We're going to try to take some footage, and wish us luck. Hopefully we'll do well. And if you like this content, go ahead and subscribe now. It doesn't cost you anything, and I'd really appreciate your support. See you in a bit. All right, so here's the store we're going into. This is the outlet near Federal Boulevard in Denver, Colorado. And again, hopefully we'll do well here. It's a real cold, dreary day. Drizzling snow a little bit, wet. So hopefully it'll all work out for us to make this trip down. Oh, good. Grab a cart. There's the price listing today. Oh, here. Just going through some of the stuff we have here so far. Mixed bag of shoes that we got to try to match up. We got some cameras. Well, not really one camera, I guess. We got to check that out. Just a lot of random stuff right now. Going through the clothes. You get these infinity speakers, which should be pretty good. We'll see what else we can dig up. All right, we're finally out of the store, and it's busy in here now, surprisingly. A lot of cars in the parking lot. We picked up 2 bags of clothes, a couple pairs of shoes, quite a bit of electronics, and I got a computer monitor, only $8 for that. It was a little heavy, but that's for personal use. So hopefully everything works. We'll have to test it, go through everything. Of course, go through all the clothes really closely and make sure everything is clean. And there's always going to be some stuff that's just going to be a toss out, but a lot of bread and butter today. Nothing big time scores, I don't think, but that's all right. I think we did overall pretty good. It was like $134 today. So that's a lot. Yeah, 134. That's a lot for the bins, but anyway, we'll have to tally everything up later on here, and I'll show you everything we got. If you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe. Sure appreciate it. Okay, so we're back from the Goodwill bins today. My son Nick and I had a good time, like we always do together, digging through those blue bins. And my back's a little sore just from leaning in, and we worked really hard today, but we ended up getting 55 items to sell, and we did also get a few other things for personal use too. I ended up getting a computer monitor that I needed, and they only charged me $8 for a new monitor, and I think it's like 24-inch monitor. So pretty good if it works. I know it turned on. We tested it there at the facility, but hopefully it works with my PC. And then, you know, I've got a nice monitor for $8. Can't beat that. And then we got a couple other things for the house and just some random things. But to resell 55 items, I did pay $134 that I showed earlier. And with that, it was $2.44 is the cost basis for me. So it's a little higher than normal. But we ended up getting, I believe it was 30 pounds of clothes. Yes, 30 pounds of clothes. We did get like 18 pounds of electronics. And so we can go over all that here and I'll show you what we got. So I guess to start off, I only did find a couple pairs of shoes. I was a little bummed. I was hoping to get some other shoes to you know, to have for inventory. But I did find a couple anyway. And the first set I got were these Ultra women's running shoes. They're really pretty dirty right now, but there's very little wear on them. And it's a decent model. It's not one of the better Ultra models. It's a little older. It's a Rivera 2, I think is how it, yeah, Rivera 2. Probably about 25 bucks on those. So, you know, nothing great. And then a pair of Nike slides. And oddly enough, these things, they always seem to sell. And if not, I'll just give them to my son to wear. He loves these Nike slides. So not a big deal there. All right, and then for electronics, I guess we'll jump into that. Got quite a mix of random stuff like we always do. But anyway, we'll kind of go over the electronics and some of the hard goods real quick, and then we'll have the clothes to go over. Now, if you're here to look at the video to see some big time scores on the clothes, that's not going to happen. You know, you can tune through it and see what we got. And there was some good, a few good pieces. Most of it's just the bread and butter stuff, the stuff that's going to get me $15 to $20. That's what we found today. But there was a few good ones in there, I think. All right, so for the electronics, we'll start off. Got this Xbox One Connect driver or camera thing. And surprisingly, these actually have some pretty decent value. I didn't think Connect was a thing anymore, but my son found it, looked it up, and apparently it is. Still a decent seller. Anyway, that's probably about 25 bucks, I think he said. Next, he found this Sony Dream Machine, just an alarm clock. And it's funny because a lot of people pass up on these, and they're not worth a lot of money. But I just recently sold one like days ago that we got at the Benz. They do take a while to sell some of these. Now, this one did have the box and everything, so that might help it a little bit. But we were seeing around a $20 value on it. And, you know, it may sit for a little bit, but it may not. Sometimes people just are particular about what they like, and Sony makes a good alarm clock, I guess. So, anyway, that's that. All right. And then picked up this Dome noise machine. And these actually sell good too. Every time I've gotten them, they sell, and they usually get around 20 bucks. Oops. They usually get around 20 bucks for those. So not too bad. And then he found another noise machine. This one is a Conair. And he was saying that it has some decent value too, somewhere around 20 bucks. We'll see how that goes. All right, we picked up a couple mice. I don't know. Hopefully he looked this one up, but it's just like a gaming mouse. I don't know much about it, but I usually always sell the different mice I get. And speaking of that, got this Logitech wired mouse. And this one actually, when we were looking it up, actually did have some good value. I was kind of surprised. Now this one is really dirty. It's going to need some cleaning and of course testing. But it had a pretty good value for it. If there's any good comps for it, I'll stick it up here on the screen. But what I was seeing, it looked pretty good. Okay, then we got some Motorola little walkie-talkies. These always sell for me, and depending on the model, sometimes they'll sell fast, sometimes they'll sit for a while. but the Motorola ones always seem to do okay. And so 2 different models here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look those up, but usually can get a little bit out of them. Probably $8 to $15, something like that. This has been a good one for me. I found a few of these in the past, and this one's a little bit beat up, but this is like I think it's a 2005. I believe it's 2005 Nerf football, and these things sell. If they're in really nice shape, they'll sell like within a matter of days. This one's kind of beat up a little discolored, but it will still sell, and it'll probably get about 25 bucks. So that's great. All right, and then got these Infinity little speakers. Looking these up, they were selling for about 30 bucks a pair, and you know, reasonably good sell through if I'm not mistaken. So Infinity for, you know, they were a little heavy, so I did, you know, I think that did skew my numbers up a little bit too because of the weight of everything. I got some bigger items, but 30 bucks for these. All right, and we got just a remote. This one is a Frigidaire, and it's on. It actually works. I don't know. So it probably, I'm not going to be able to test it because I don't have the unit that it goes to test it, but these types of remotes like this always sell for me. I don't know. I guess people misplace them or just need to get the replacement, and this is the OEM for that. So I don't know. I have no idea what it's worth. I didn't look it up, but they always sell, and they usually get, again, anywhere from like probably average about $10, 15, maybe 12 bucks, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. All right, and then we got a couple fishing reels. This is a vintage Zebco 33 Classic. These do sell. They're not, you know, hot off the shelf items, but people still buy these classic Zebco reels, and they're just good. They're just good made reels, I guess. So that could be around $20. And then this was a Baitcaster Daiwa reel, PMA 33. Gonna have to look into this one. I think Nick, my son, might have looked it up, but it maybe get like 25 bucks for it, maybe something like that. And then he found this, like the owner's manual, like car manual for, it's a Mercedes-Benz magnetic latch, just a leather. You probably can't even see the logo on it, but there it is. And these actually had some decent value to them. So maybe somebody with a Mercedes-Benz that just needs a replacement for their manual and whatnot. So hopefully we can get like 20 bucks out of that. That'd be great. Then this waist pack, just a Champion. Looks like, it feels like it's brand new. It's very clean. I don't know. To me, it looks like it's brand new. Oh, it actually has I didn't notice that. It has the store, the store thing, the magnetic thing still on it. So it is brand new. Now I got to figure out how to get that off. But anyway, so if I can figure that out, that'll be great. Probably not worth a lot, but you know, who knows? All right. He found an old Army compass, and he was looking it up. I wasn't quite sure it had, you know, but it apparently it has some value. It's a model 27 US Army issued. So like, I don't know how old it is, but he said it had some value to it. So I guess we'll see. Then I picked up this Cuisinart, just a coffee grinder. Tested it in the store, works good. It's not worth a lot. I actually thought about getting it for myself to have for another coffee grinder. If it turns out, when I was looking it up, it's probably worth about 20 bucks, and I'm gonna have to clean it up. So if it turns out it's not really worth selling, I'll just keep it and use it. So it won't be a total loss. And same thing here, picked up this electronic wine bottle opener, and it it needs to be charged, but it looked like it does work just based on what I initially saw. I don't think it's worth a lot of money or anything, but again, it was one of those items I thought maybe I could use around the house. If it turns out it's, you know, less than $15, I may just keep it. If I can get 15 for it, I'll sell it. All right, and then this was one of the heavier items. This is a Mitsubishi, and it's a graphic equalizer. I think it's, how many bands is that? 1, 2, 3, a 10 band equalizer, it looks like. And looking this up, I've turned it on, made sure it works. At least it, you know, looks like it works in the store, it turns on. I'll have to fully test it on a stereo, but this was going for $50. There were some comps for $50 with free shipping, which isn't ideal. But when I did buy this, and they charged me $8 for it, so $8, it'll probably cost me around $14 or so to ship it. I'm still going to come out with a margin on it, but you know, usually the equalizers like this, you can get upwards of $100 on a lot of these older models, and they're easy to test. I usually just plug them into my stereo, just make sure everything's, you know, they have the RCA jacks in and out. Pretty easy to test, and I just make sure they work and everything functions okay, and then that's what I do on those. And then one of the better items I did find today was a pair of Oakley frames, and I don't even know if you can see the logo or not on them, but I found these just sitting in the bin after it had been all picked through. I was kind of surprised that nobody saw that they were Oakley. And when I looked them up, these actually had a good sell-through, and they were $60 to $80 for these frames. So that's really good on that one. All right, so for the clothes, again, these are a lot of the, you know, some staple stuff, so there's not going to be any, you know, huge high dollar items here, but I'll show you what we got. First one up here is these Gymshark men's sweatpants. I think they're pretty small, so that's a medium size. But I think Gymshark is still a decent brand. You know, probably $15 to $20 on those. I'm guessing anyway. Again, if there's any good comps, I'll stick them up. Here I got just some Nike. I did get several pieces of Nike. These are just some heavy sweatpants, older tag, and these always sell for me. A lot of people pass these up, and you know, they always sell for me, and they always get around $20, so I'm okay with that. All right, these are some mauve gold jeans, women's. Nothing special here, but they had a little bit of value. This is the Alyssa high-rise super skinny jeans. So skinny, not the best, but really good condition. So I'm targeting that $15 to $20 range on a lot of these things. Because you know, if you go by weight, you're going to pay, you know, $2.50 on something like that probably. I think it was $1.89 a pound, something like that. All right, so here's another pair of Nike, just basic sweatpants, good condition, good size, probably $20. Here's a pair of Marmot, I think is how you say that, Marmot. Shorts, good size, really nice condition, probably $20 to $25 on those. Picked up quite a few Levi's today, and these are the 550s, bigger size but good condition, black. Actually do have a little older tag on them, and yeah, I mean, Levi's, for when you're paying at the bins, you know, this could be again another $25, something like that. Then picked up, I like the sports team stuff, so we always look for that. This was a hoodie for the Oakland A's, and it's There's the Oakland A's, and it's a 47 is the brand. So yeah, I mean, nothing great here, but probably hit that same price target. Here's another Nike sweats, small size, but really good condition. Perfect time of the year for the sweats. And that one has a little hole I just noticed on the bottom, but they'll still sell. Oddly enough, I got a pair of shorts or skirt. This is a Tommy women's Tommy Hilfiger denim skirt. So I'll be sitting on that for a while, I'm guessing. Here's an Oakley polo shirt. Nice logo on the back. Just bread and butter stuff here. Oddly enough, I picked these up. I like the sports stuff, as I mentioned. These are youth, the North Dakota State Bison, and I'm hoping I can find, you know, someone that really wants these for their kids, because, you know, they don't weigh nothing, hardly anything. So I got 2 of them actually, and they're like brand new. So, you know, I don't like to buy youth stuff, but when it comes to sports, a lot of times the sports stuff sells for the youth in the youth sizes. All right, and then here's a wool. It's a merino wool, 100% merino wool scarf. Aaron Sweater Market. I don't know. I looked it up though, and there were some pretty good comps on these. And so merino wool, you know, I think it'll do all right. Probably like 20 bucks on that, something like that. Here's a nice North Face. And this is the Summit series, I believe. Yeah, Summit series, long sleeve. Here is a pair of J. Crew Sutton jeans. I don't know much about the Sutton. I'm not really sure. Didn't look them up, but good condition. A little distressing on them, but we'll see what I can get out of those. Here's a pair of Banana Republic Traveler. I've sold a lot of the Traveler pants, men's pants before. These are dark blue. Not too bad. Little wear on them now that I'm in this light. It's hard when you're at the bends. You can't see very good down there. I can't see very good anyway. But these are a little worn, so I don't know. We'll see what I can get out of those. And I found this cool shirt, KUHL. There's the logo in there, and it should have a little hit on the side right there. Nice, nice shirt. Probably get like 20 bucks for that. What do we have here? Eddie Bauer. Some Eddie Bauer belted cargo hiking pants. Nice condition. And another North Face piece. And it's got a nice hit on the back. Nice logo there. Good condition. Good size. There's a nice Prana shirt, men's. Vented. Just a pink, Victoria's Secret's pink hoodie. I don't normally buy this brand, but you know, at the bends, I mean, probably get around $15 for that again. Pair of Under Armour shorts, and got the logo there. Pretty nice, good size. You have to sit on some of this for a while, but it'll sell. All right, another pair of, these are Judy blue jeans, women's. little hit on the back there. Hopefully you can see that. Pretty good condition, everything. Probably 20 bucks. Here's a William and Mary hoodie. Nice white. I always cautious when I buy white, but this one looked really nice, and it's unbranded, I believe. I don't remember seeing a tag on it, so I don't know what I'll be able to get out of it. But you know, the college stuff, you can just find the right fan and it'll go. Speaking of college stuff, here's Iowa. Looks like a women's probably. Iowa hoodie. This one was branded with Coliseum Athletics on that. Here's a Polo Ralph Lauren, just a basic t-shirt, but it is a good size. It's a 3XB, so that's a good size. Probably, you know, hit that same price range like I'm looking for. Here's a pair of Brax Cooper pants. I wasn't sure about this brand. I'm not familiar with it, but I looked them up, and there was actually some decent comps. At least convinced me to go ahead and take the chance on them. Here's some trunks. These are Bonobos. Really nice condition. I thought just keeping these myself for summertime, but either way, if they're worth a little bit, I'll sell them. Here's a Moosehead, the beer, and it's brand new with tags. And the moose is loose. Yeah. Moosehead beer, brand new. Probably not worth a ton, but that's okay. Here is a Duluth Trading men's, just a flannel, long sleeve. Nice shirt. I'm not sure what those are going for. I don't really pick up Duluth intentionally, like you know, at the retail stores. Let's see. Here is a Grunt Style hoodie with the big print on the flag on the front, and it's got the logo on the sleeve, flag on the sleeve. Pretty cool. Good size. Here's like an older vintage piece for Western Colorado University. That's something I've never seen. I've never seen out shopping anyway. And it's on an old tag. Says size medium. I don't know. Older tag. Could be, if you just find the right person on that one. Here is a Adidas, just Adidas hoodie. Really nice condition though. I don't normally, again, buy Adidas stuff necessarily. Really nice though. Really nice condition. Looks like it's brand new almost. All right, then I got this. Took a chance on this one too, but American Eagle women's, like a quilted vest with a hood. And I think American Eagle is, you know, kind of making a comeback with some of their clothing. And this one, I think this one just appealed to me. I don't know why. It may turn out to be, you know, not so great, but you know, again, my expectations are not super high on a lot of this stuff, so you know. Anyway, last up to close is this. This is a Forge FR hoodie. It does have a company logo embroidered on there, but these are very expensive, these Forge FR hoodies. And it does have, you know, I noticed there's some stains a little bit on them, and, you know, this and that. But overall, it's in really good condition. And these are very expensive to buy. And you know, the person that's going to buy this is going to use it for work, welding, um, I don't know, you know, some sort of job that, you know, put them in that position, maybe electrical or welding or something or other, where they need that fire rated clothing. So I'll try to wash it, you know, and see if I can get it a little more clean. But all in all, I think it's actually going to give me a pretty good resale on it because of the brand and because of the fire rating. All right, so that's what I got today. Again, it was a fun day, long day, but it was good. It's going to give me 55 more items in my inventory to sell. I'll be listing this stuff throughout the upcoming weeks and hope to get some quick sells on a few things, and then the rest will trickle, like I mentioned earlier. It always seems to happen that way. I'll usually get a couple that where I'll get my money back quickly, usually, and then it's the rest is just sales that'll trickle and trickle and trickle and trickle for weeks to months. Um, but it's a good filler, and my cost basis being so low, you know, it's a no brainer for me because I'll end up making just on the clothes alone. I don't know. I mean, probably 300 or something like that on just the clothes. Some of the electronics, that's going to push me. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing numbers out there, but there's a couple in here that are going to be some $50, $60 sales for sure. So anyway, thanks for sticking with me today. I appreciate your support. Like and subscribe. It's going to help me a lot, and I do appreciate that. So thanks again, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.